Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studios, breaking down all the chaos from the weekend. It's time for Mayhem Monday on Franklin County's favorite morning show. The starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. And now for your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
And good morning, and welcome into the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham. It is a Mayhem Monday, and not only am I joined in studio as I am each and every day with Chewy sitting at the controls, we're going to start off a Mayhem Monday with a couple of special guests in studio with us this morning, led by Dr. Alsip, who is the incoming, the newly appointed and incoming director of schools. Dr. Alsip, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I hope it's not going to be mayhem Monday in the school district.
We'll try and hold off on the mayhem, I suppose, on the show for the next hour as well. We are also joined, speaking of newly appointed, in studio with us as well, Brittany Butner, the new principal over at Franklin County High School, and Miss Shauna Fortier, the new principal over at Deckard Elementary. Good morning, ladies. How are you both?
Good. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
And we've only got, so this is the mayhem that we've got here in the studio is I am off to the side. If you've pulled up the FMO Facebook feed, you'll see me. I'm sitting off to the side. We're not used to having so many folks in studio with us, but I got to say I really appreciate Dr. Alsip bringing you both by, because I know that the community is interested in having kind of a little bit of a conversation with you as well, getting to know you as well. But we'll start with Dr. Alsip this morning. You officially take over the summer, but right. I think one of the questions that a lot of folks might have for you right now is we're kind of in a critical window. We're working on budgets and other things like that. How have you worked to hit the ground running, so to speak, and what is your day-to-day looking like right now?
Well, it's changed. The transition is definitely in full swing. We are talking about the budget and looking at the budget. That is the major event going on. We hope to have something to present to the Finance Committee here soon. The board has to obviously they have to approve it, and then that goes to the Finance Committee. Hopefully, we'll have something locked in fairly soon. We're still not sure about our revenues. That's always kind of a moving target year to year. So a lot of unknown questions concerning our budget at this point. So that, and we also the HR office is very busy with personnel. We've had retirees, we've had resignations. In those positions we're trying to fill. It's just a very busy time.
Well, as far as how involved you currently are in the planning and stuff, because Dr. Holman is still there.
That's correct.
Has there been kind of a handoff? Or are you guys working on things together? What does that look like?
We work on things together. He's backed out of some things. For example, the hiring Miss Butner, Miss Fortier, that was he just let me do that because obviously they're going to be on my team after he leaves. So I pretty much handle all that. Other personnel decisions. We talk about it, but he's letting me make those calls. Yeah. Well,
and obviously we've got two of those calls sitting in front of us here today, but spring is a big time for staffing. Obviously, you got a lot of decisions to make. What are you seeing as far as from that perspective of teacher hiring and retention?
It's not as much as we've had in the past, to be honest. But we're not 100%. We don't have everybody. We don't know everybody that's leaving yet.
Right.
So it's about the same though. We want to make sure that we can get. We're in the prime hiring season right now, so we want to make sure that we if we know of those that are going to be leaving, we want them to go ahead and let us know so we can post those vacancies, and so we can kind of have a good pick of the litter, if you would, and make sure we can get quality applicants and quality people hired in those positions.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, if you were to make a sales pitch to a teacher headed to school this morning who's maybe they're going to another district or whatever the case is, and they're considering a move, what would your pitch to them be about Franklin County Schools?
Well, I think we're on the move. I think we have some good momentum started. I think our test scores are improving. I think there's some excitement in our school district. I've been out in schools a lot. I've been talking to, I've gone to some STEM nights and parent teacher conferences, and I think people are very optimistic about the direction our school district is going in.
When you talk about stepping into this leadership role, there's been these conversations regarding standards and raising the standard and things like that. How has that looked? How are you working to kind of define and set new levels of accountability both across the district for employees, but as well for students and parents?
Sure. I think my team knows that I have high standards, and we don't lower the standards to meet the students. We raise our students up to meet our standards, and that's a moving target. We don't want to, we're not going to settle on the status quo. We always want better. And I've mentioned multiple times, that I expect every program that we have to be great, not good. I want our teachers to all be great. The teachers, that's, they are the most important factor in the success of a school district are our teachers. And so, we're going to support them, and we are going to make sure that they feel like they're supported, and we're going to support them as best we can with some classroom funds. Plus, making sure that they feel like they're being supported when it comes to, like student discipline.
Well, one of the things that the three of you, and if you haven't experienced it already, I'm sure that you will, but how do you handle, because criticism within the community, whether it be through social media or whether it be through parents walking through the door and having conversations with you, criticism and concerns from the community and how you handle them, each one of you is so important, so vital to the position that you're in. What is your perspective on that, Dr. Alsop? And ladies, think about your answer, because I'll probably ask you both it as well.
Well, we want parents to reach out to us, but the first line is talk to the teachers, your child's teacher. Find out what's going on when your child comes home and they tell you something. If it doesn't sound right, chances are it's not. And so, reach out to them, have a good working relationship with your teachers, give them the benefit of the doubt, because I promise you, those teachers are out there giving 100%. They are working so hard because they care about those kids. They care about making sure those kids are getting the education that they need. That's number one. And then, don't overreact to things that you hear. And, we had some people jump on social media last week. It was a week for that. And that was unfortunate. We would have preferred that they would take a different avenue, communicate with the teachers and the principals, and let them look into it. And along those lines as well, we do not dismiss parents' concerns. We're not going to do that. If a parent comes to us, we're going to investigate that. And we're going to make sure that, we're doing things the right way and that we should be doing. Now, along with that, too, with the parents, after the administrators look into it, understand that what they have heard or what they think may be happening may not be the truth. And so they have to understand that we're not going to cover something up. We're not hiding anything. And so we will tell you what's going on as much as we can, obviously.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are students involved. And we had this conversation with Sam Davidson last week about some of the situations that have arisen here as of late, some of the challenges that you guys are facing within the district. And it's weird the way that it kind of works and spreads like an epidemic.
Right.
The seed gets planted, and then all of a sudden it's, you got multiple situations that you're dealing with. But there is a balance between creating a safe environment and then creating one that also doesn't have that unnecessary fear. Right. And you guys you're working on that. Right. But what he mentioned as well is in digging into it, the first thing the first hurdle that they cross is if the kids are in danger, they're not going to be in school.
Right.
And that's a partnership. That's how you guys look at it in the district, and that's how they look at it in the department. And so first and foremost, as they're identifying the level of this threat, if it's something that needs to be taken to that extreme, then it will be addressed.
That's exactly right. Safety is so important, and we want our parents to understand that, that the safety of those kids is our number one priority, and we're not going to, like I said, dismiss a concern or dismiss information that comes to us. We're going to fully investigate, and we're going to err on the side of caution and safety for our kids.
Yeah. Well, and the other aspect of that whole thing, and we've seen this, whether it be, Trump talking to China about his plans or other things like that. You don't necessarily, when you start an investigation or when you start working on something like this, you don't necessarily want to show your hand publicly. And so that's part of it as well, is that when the information is able to be released, then we will publicly release it. And he mentioned that as well, is that, it's not something like we just throw kids' names out there, back people under the bus, and do the whole thing. There's a process and a standard to this.
I would like for parents that are upset about maybe feeling like they're not getting enough information, put yourselves in the shoes of the parents of the other students. And how would you feel if that was your child that's getting kind of dragged through the mud without mentioning their name, or that these accusations are against, and understand that, we've got to protect that child as well.
Right. Well, and that goes back to the point that they are a child. Yes, there are certain things, obviously, that need to be taken seriously, and children are capable of certain things, of course. But there are things that happen that you guys deal with on a day-to-day basis. Not every child comes from the same type of home. Not every child is dealing with the same type of challenges. Some children, these types of things that pop up, it is a desperate cry for help in their life. And that in and of itself is sad and tragic to think of. Now, stepping into the process and making sure that it doesn't turn into something worse that affects the community, of course, is important. But a lot of addressing the issue seems like it would be addressing the problems that maybe that student is having that go a lot deeper.
Right. And, we have some children, some of our students, either trying to be funny or just being reckless, made comments, and they're in trouble.
Yeah.
And they're going to have something that they're going to have to appear in court. And were they serious? I don't know. I mean, but we don't.
But you're going to take it seriously.
We're going to take it seriously. We can't read their mind. But they've made a mistake that may affect them the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Just being dumb middle school kids, or just, kids being silly and, not even thinking about what they're saying. So my point with that is, parents, please communicate with your kids to be careful when they're making comments about shooting people up, bringing weapons to school, those kinds of things. You can't, it's like going through airport security. If you're going through airport security, you can't joke about having a bomb in your carry-on.
Right.
You're going to get pulled out. They're going to mess your day up.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the same thing that we're dealing with now.
Yeah. Well, and I've got a whole gaggle of kids, and they like to be goofy, but when you get them around all together, get them around each other, I've got two that sometimes forget where the line is, and they push it and they push it and they push it. And again, sometimes when you get kids in a group together like that, they go over that line and they don't realize. And that's where it goes back to, again, the parents and what we can do to prepare them, to avoid situations like that. You got to know when enough is enough. You got to know where that line is.
Right.
So, ladies, we'll switch gears to you. We'll start with Ms. Butner. This morning, you are stepping into the principal position at Franklin County High School. I got to see you and chat with you for a few minutes the other day at the softball game. But what excites you the most in terms of stepping into this role over at FCHS?
If you'd have told me that we would be sitting here talking about this in August, I would have laughed. It was very unexpected. I'm excited about things that are going on in our building right now, and I'm excited about changes that are happening at Franklin County High School. I will tell you that I've had a lot of people just recently talk to me about things that are happening in athletics and things that, are going on in fine arts, and we've just got a lot of stuff going on. And I think we've really are trying to turn things around in that culture climate that we've talked about so much. We're starting to see little glimpses of that changing the way that we've wanted it to and the way that we've been working to change it. And so I'm excited to keep that going.
Where do you think that stems from, that excitement and the changes that are being made, that extra kind of juice that's been pumped into some of this stuff? I mean, is it the students? Is it the faculty? Is it the parents getting involved? What do you think? Can you put your finger on it yet?
I don't think it's any one thing necessarily. I think right now there's a lot of excitement, obviously, around football, and Coach Reed coming in. He's done everything that he said and more as far as trying to, just be super organized, get kids involved in the program, keep kids. And I'm hearing that, like, hey, we could have gone somewhere else and we're not. We're staying here to play football at Franklin County High School. We've got some stuff coming up with fine arts. We're actually bringing in some 5th graders, some 8th graders to see a show just during the school day. We reached out to them and said, are you interested? So we're trying to build those programs as well and get some excitement. We want kids to come into our building and not only enjoy a show, but also think, maybe I want to do that one day. Maybe when I get to high school, I can be involved in that. So those are some of the things that we are looking at. But just overall, the vibe in the building is excitement right now.
When you talk about bringing in those young kids, or maybe it's next fall when that new group of freshmen come in through the door, what do you want those new students or even their parents to feel when they walk through the doors at FCHS this upcoming year or the next time that they're in there?
Yeah, we want excellence. We want, as Dr. Alsop spoke, the standard is the standard. The standard doesn't lower, but we want to help students achieve that standard. We're always going to, as he spoke, we're going to hear parents out. If they have concerns, we welcome them to come speak with us. But we're also always going to follow policy, and we're going to follow, procedures. And so, our teachers are doing the same thing. We expect them to be teaching, and they are. I would put our faculty up against anybody's. We have the best teachers. And so I think those are some of the things that I'm hoping people see when they come in. I hope they can feel the excitement, that they can feel, just that we want to be there, and we want excellence out of our kids. We want excellence out of our staff, our faculty, and hopefully I, as a leader, model that.
This voice that you're hearing is Brittany Butner, the new principal over at Franklin County High School. We're joined in studio this morning by Dr. Alsop, the incoming director of schools, and Shauna Fortier as well, the new principal over at Deckard Elementary. We're going to get a quick break in here, and then when we come back, we'll continue along with Miss Butner and Miss Shauna Fortier on the other side. And don't worry, Dr. Alsop, I haven't forgotten about you. I got a couple extra questions for you as well.
Okay, if you do.
It is the starting lineup on a Mayhem Monday. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
For over 75 years, one thing has never changed in Winchester, Tennessee. Hall Furniture has been there through it all. 3 generations, decades of trust, and the commitment to quality, value, and service that still comes first today. As we celebrate over 75 years in business, we want to say thank you to our loyal customers, our community, and to everyone who has made Hall Furniture a Winchester tradition. Hall Furniture, here's to another 75 years of helping you make a house feel like home.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for a better community. It's lending a hand when times are tough and celebrating together when they're good. It's investing in our neighbors. It's knowing that every loan, every account, every conversation is a chance to make our home stronger. A better community starts with care, and it starts right here. Wellworth Bank, care in common. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Got a slight chance of sprinkles this afternoon at around 2. Otherwise, we're going to have a cloudy day and then gradually clearing up to around 64 degrees today. Got some northwest winds coming in from 10 to 15 miles per hour to keep you nice and cool during this bright summertime weather. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069 for all of your pleasant weather updates.
Hey folks, I'm Johnny Hand from WCDT, the home for Franklin County Athletics. From Friday night football to every big game in between, we're proud to bring you all the action that keeps our community cheering. Want to be part of that excitement? We'd love to talk with you about advertising and other great opportunities to support our local athletes. So give us a call today at 931-967-2201 or stop by the station at 1201 South College Street right here in Winchester. WCDT Winchester. We are Franklin County.
Tune into the starting lineup on the FMO Facebook feed. Just go to Facebook.com/ESPN Winchester. Now, back to Joe and Chewy.
Oh man, that music means that I'm gonna turn the heat up on. No, I'm just kidding. Back here on the starting lineup on a Mayhem Monday, we're joined in studio by Dr. Roger Alsop. We've got Miss Brittany Butner in studio, as well as Miss Shauna Fortier, the new principals over at Franklin County High School and Deckard Elementary, respectively. Full studio this morning on the starting lineup. And Miss Butner, we'll continue with you. For people who may not know, tell them a little bit about you, your background, and how you ended up in this new position that you're in.
We were joking in the break that if I told people where I'm from, they may run me out of town. But I grew up in Alabama. Excuse me. Attended Samford University for my bachelor's, and then the University of Alabama for my master's, and then I have an EDS from Arkansas State. I married into Tennessee, so excuse me. Matt and I have been married about 10 years now. He's a counselor at North, and so just shout out to him because I wouldn't be able to do this without his support, obviously. And so I spent a lot of time in the classroom. I actually started in middle school for 3 years, early in my career in Birmingham, before moving to Florence High School in Florence, Alabama, which at the time was, and still is, one of the top districts in the state. They really have it going on. And so from there, I moved to Tennessee and spent a couple of years in Grundy County before coming to Franklin County Schools. So I've taught everything from 7th to 12th grade. Again, 12 years in the classroom, and then this would be my 3rd year in administration. And so I think for me, I don't really do things halfway. I'm kind of all in. And so, whether that be instruction, whether it be the AP world, I've tried to learn everything that I could along the way, and that much experience in those grade levels, all the different subjects that I've taught, as well as the administrative experience that I've had, and the leadership that has been over me, Ms. Miller, Dr. Alsop, and others have really poured into me and helped me become the leader I am.
So we've got a lot of kids that are probably in the cars on the way to school this morning. So this is your opportunity to get this out there. And I'm sure that they already probably know this, but what are your expectations for the students? Not just like academically, but as far as how they carry themselves on a day-to-day there at Franklin County High School.
I want them to represent Franklin County High School well. I want people to see them wearing our stuff and say, wow, those are some good kids.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want them to, when they go out in the community or they go to other communities but for athletics or fine arts or whatever it is, I want them to be able to say, those are some good kids. Not just academically. Not everybody's going to be an A student. I want them to do their best. And
right.
Whatever their best looks like, that's what I want.
It's interesting that you say that, because one of the conversations that we have in regard to students, whether it be coming and going to other schools, because I do a lot of travel with the programs, the athletic programs, and whether it's basketball or whether it's football or whether it's the parents, the teachers, the coaches, even the other students, they take notice, and one of the first things they talk about is the behavior of the kids
Absolutely.
at the other school, whether they be coming in or us going there, and how they receive us. And it is a huge reflection, in my mind, of the community.
It is. It is 100%. And so I want them, we want to cultivate academic excellence at Franklin County, no doubt, but we also want to mentor students into being good people, good humans. And so, you know, that's something that's always in the back of my mind. You know, we talked about being in hiring season. I want good teachers. I want really good coaches, but I also want good people who are going to invest in our students, not people who are just going to show up to teach from 8 to 3, because I will forever believe that teaching is a calling. Education, if you go into that, it's a calling. And so I want people who feel that way, who want to be there to help kids in more ways than simply the academics.
Right. Well, and we talked about, you know, building up the culture and strengthening school pride and having pride in the FC. And really, you know, it goes back to the faculty and the students in terms of shaping that environment. But the students may not realize how big of a responsibility that falls on them when they're wearing that FC and they go into these other communities, like you said. So I think that it is tremendously important, and I commend you for seeing that as something that is a high level of importance, because, again, from my perspective, it's one of the first things I notice. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if a school's facilities or their gym is run down or anything like that, if it's 80 years old. I don't care. It's how are their faculty and their students and how are they as people treating us when we come in there. That's the most important thing. The rest of that stuff, you know, you can kind of work around, right? Sure. Miss Shauna Fortier, let's swing the microphone over to you. I know that you've been patiently waiting, but
so eager.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I didn't even know if I was saying your name right.
Yes.
We talk to you every morning on the Deckard call, which you do a great job leading the kids in that. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Well, my last name is not common. My mom is from New York, and so a lot of my family is from New York. But I was born and raised here in Franklin County. I'm a product of Franklin County Schools. I began my little career at North Lake Elementary School, went there K-5, then jumped to North Middle and Franklin County High School. I was a part of the Rebel Pride marching band, so I have a lot of school spirit and love and appreciation for the arts. After high school, I did the 2+2 program through Tennessee Tech at Motlow, and then from there I started working at Deckard Elementary School. So I have spent most of my career in the 5th grade classroom, teaching math and then also all subjects. After the classroom, I went to the board for a year and got to support teachers across all of our K-8 schools in a math coaching role, and where not only did I get to support teachers, but I also got to learn from some of the most amazing leaders in this county. And so last year, or going into this year, I went back to Deckard Elementary and served as an instructional coach for all of our teachers there, and that looked different. It looked like, you know, serving students, but also working alongside teachers and working alongside just administration, just to learn all the things. So that is how I ended up where I am now, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, it sounds like from considering your leadership role or your leadership style as the principal over there at Deckard Elementary, to this point, you have worked a lot in assisting teachers to get them what they need, which you know, is kind of the definition of what a principal is there for. We've talked in the past to Dr. Alsop about you know, what that role looks like and being a facilitator for the educators that are in the classroom. At the elementary school level, you're shaping kids very early on. What do you think are the most important things that you want them to learn beyond academics?
Absolutely. Something that we really hone in on at Deckard Elementary is strengthening our relationships with kids, and we want to invest in them socially, academically, behaviorally as well, and just teaching them, you know, skills that aren't written out in our standards, teaching them resilience, teaching them perseverance, especially at a young age, so that when they do get to the middle school and high school level, that they've got skills that, will withstand the test of time and get them wherever they want to go.
Yeah, skills that don't necessarily show up on standardized testing, which brings me to testing season. It is testing season, which is an interesting time to be taking over, right? But what does that look like for you guys around the school, and really even around the school district? Because you guys are just one of the many schools that have this process that is coming up.
Absolutely. This time of year does bring on a lot of, a healthy amount of pressure, but we are excited for it. We had a leadership meeting at the board last week with all the other leaders, and something that Dr. Holman and Dr. Alsop encouraged us to do is, it's all about how we frame testing. It can be scary if you make it sound scary, but, students are tested all year long. It's just in April, the state wants to know how we did as well. So making sure that we frame it in a positive light, that, this is really just an opportunity for students to show off all that they've learned this year and all in all the ways that they've grown. I know at Deckard Elementary, our 3rd through 5th grade hallway is actually gearing up and kicking off a TCAP boot camp. So we've gotten a lot of Amazon packages full of camouflage and all the things. So our students are going to gear up and they're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to keep on reviewing and start off strong in a couple weeks.
You mentioned, outside of the standardized testing, building relationships with the students, with their parents as well, but kind of developing them socially and helping them become little people, I guess is part of what you were describing. But how do you approach that aspect of the job? Because it is something I think unique to the educator. The standardized testing, the whole word standard is because there's a way that we're going to do this, and it's going to be the same way for everybody. But that other aspect of it, that is unique, not just from principal to principal and school culture to school culture, but all the way down to individual teachers. But how do you approach creating or developing those types of relationships with students across the district?
Absolutely. Well, I think it comes from leading by example. I just every day I show up and I make sure that no student feels unseen or unheard, whether, just little moments passing in the hallway, no matter, yes, there are several times I can probably be in my phone responding to an email or this, that, the other, but it's just important that when you're walking through those halls, you don't, miss those teachable and those meaningful opportunities for students, just making sure that they feel welcomed and that that they're there and that you're happy that they're there. One thing that I've started in my time is some kind of monthly initiative, something that encourages either a character trait or something that, we're trying to push at school. So I know in February when I first took over and this transition happened, it was the same week as Random Acts of Kindness Week and as well as Valentine's Day. So for the first 2 weeks, we kicked off a kindness challenge. And so I wanted to get staff and students involved in that. So they were able to turn in names of other students and faculty members that were a bright spot in their day. And at the end of the week, we would draw names, kind of like raffle style, just to encourage kindness or those traits that we're looking for. And then, of course, for March Madness, we started an attendance challenge. So, we can't build little people if the little people aren't there. So, we're trying to encourage them and get them excited to be there.
Well, you've got a lot of parents in their vehicles as well this morning, going to and from, again, school, work. You talk about attendance and how important that aspect of it is, and I'm pretty sure you can speak for Ms. Butner when you discuss it, because it's the same for every student at every level. And I go back to, there was a period in time where I got sick and was held out for a little bit of time. And to me, it's something that is extremely important because I saw it from that angle where I missed a couple of weeks. But speak to how important it is for these kids to be in school every day and to be keeping up with the progress that you guys are making.
Absolutely. Well, we were talking about standards, and we have several standards, and they are quite rigorous, and our curriculums are designed to, move pretty fast, and one school day can when you start thinking of school days in hours, and you think if you just miss 1 hour a week, or 1 day a week, that's 8 hours a week. And when you total that over a span of time, you realize how many hours of school and education that we've missed out on. And I know that throughout our district, we have something called RTI, Response to Intervention Time, which is a 45-minute period where students receive like individualized small group intervention with skills that they're struggling with. And that 45 minutes alone is so impactful on the individual level. And when you miss that so many times, you don't realize, just the impact that can have on the overall education. Also, especially this time of year, we do have testing coming up, and we've got a lot of review happening. And so, which in our math curriculum is great about, our ELA curriculum is great about spiraling and readdressing standards that have already been taught. But our math curriculum, kind of like once you've hit something, you've moved on from it. So our teachers are being extremely intentional this time of year to make sure that we are spiraling those skills and those standards so that students are prepared for those on TCAP. So one day can make all the difference this time of year.
Yeah, math, I mean, every lesson that you learn is building on the next thing. And if you miss a lesson or two or miss a couple of days on one and you don't have that solid foundation, 3 months down the line, it could be affecting getting answers right and wrong because you didn't learn something 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And Dr. Alsop, from, again, an attendance standpoint, it affects the budget.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. But let me go back and just add something to what Shauna was saying. We, attendance is so important. And you had mentioned that you had missed because of an illness, and I had missed the beginning of the school year almost a month, and I felt behind that entire school year. I think it was fourth grade, and I never felt like I was ever able to get caught up, just in a lot of ways. They were so far behind, and my mom, she brought homework to me, and I tried to do it, but that's what happens with some of these kids. They start missing. It becomes habitual. Then they get themselves in a hole that they don't feel like they can, dig themselves out of, and then they get frustrated, and then we have a lot of other problems. In addition to that, when we talk about attendance, we're also trying to build some work ethic. We want them to understand the value of coming to work or to school on time and prepared, just as that expectation is for our employees. So yeah, and we look at chronic absenteeism, and we address that specifically. We understand kids are going to be sick. We understand that. We understand they have appointments. We understand those things are going to happen, and kids are going to have to miss. But whenever they start missing a lot, and there's a pattern, that we've got to start asking those questions because again, the importance of attendance cannot be overstated.
Ms. 48 will wrap up with one last question for you. When your students leave Deckard Elementary, what do you hope sticks with them as they continue to move up through the system?
Absolutely. Well, one, we want them to know that we love them at Deckard, and they've always got a place that they can land, and all of our teachers are really great about keeping up with our students. So just one, that they know that that once they leave Deckard Elementary has not left them. But really, we just want them to truly fall in love with learning. And so that way, and once you've really instilled a love of learning in a child, they can kind of choose from then on out.
Right.
They know that when they get to middle school, that it doesn't matter what is thrown at them, that they can find something to love and find a subject, find a topic, anything, and that can just stick with them as they go.
Ms. Butner, I'll ask the same question to you. You're sending kids off into the world, little adults. But when they leave Franklin County High School, what do you hope sticks with the students that walk out those doors for the last time?
I hope that they have great memories, because I remember being in high school, believe it or not. It seems like forever, but you remember those things, and you remember the people. Academics is so important, but those leadership skills that they acquire, school is all about allowing them opportunities to learn, and sometimes learning means that we fail. But as long as we figure out how to keep going and how to overcome that failure, as long as we learn from it, I think that's okay. So I hope that they have had opportunities to do that, to to try to do things, maybe to fail at them, maybe not. But either way, that they figure out how to overcome, they figure out how to be resilient, they figure out how to persevere.
Yep.
Those are the things that I hope that they get, and I hope that they have relationships with somebody in that building. It might be me, it might be an assistant principal, it might be teachers, coaches, but I hope that they have something to kind of fall back on and something that has helped them, kind of launch them out. Because we're building citizens, we're building people, and so there's a lot that goes into that.
I think that learning how to fail is one of the best skills that you can have in life. I've said it before on the show. I think every kid should be on like a winless team or something at some point in time. Not that we want our athletic teams to go winless at all, going forward, but it does. The lessons that you learn during those tough times. Y'all know as well as I do that is life.
Yes.
Welcome to it. Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Does anybody have anything left to say before they head out? Dr. Alsop, you got
just remind me not to bring people with me that do a better job next time. So
we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
It just means you're doing a good job putting the right people in place. Well, for Dr. Alsop and Miss Shauna Fortier,
Hey, I respond to you.
That's your new nickname. And Miss Butner, I am Joe Abraham. We'll be back on the other side. We're going to send them on their way. Miss 48, we may talk to you here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, what time is it? 8:02 is the time.
We got time.
Okay.
It's only 7:40.
Here in a second.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Congratulations, ladies, and Dr. Alsop. Thank you again for bringing them in this morning and for your time. It is the starting lineup. We'll be back after this. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Alcohol is common in our culture, but when it becomes misuse or dependence, the impact can affect families, careers, health, and safety. If drinking is causing strain in your life or someone you love, help is available. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition connects you to prevention education, recovery support, and local resources. Stronger together, stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org, funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
You shouldn't have to choose between quality and price. And with Flagship Lawn Services, you get both, plus the Flagship Finish Guarantee. That means every job is done right, or they'll make it right. No shortcuts, no hassle. Just a yard that looks the way it should. From weekly mowing to full spring cleanups, they've got you covered. Call or text Flagship Lawn Services today at 239-849-4033 and get the best value for your yard this season.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Franklin County students are making history at the state level. At the 79th Tennessee 4-H Congress, Harrison Crenshaw served as governor and Mehak Patel as Speaker of the House, making a major leadership milestone for the county. That legacy continues as Colson Kelly has now been elected governor for the 80th Congress, becoming the fourth Franklin County student to hold the title since 1947. District leaders say these accomplishments highlight the strong partnership between Franklin County schools and 4-H in developing leadership and real-world skills. At Franklin County High School, students also excelled at the Skills USA district competitions. Hudson Boswell earned first place in mobile electronics installation, and Jace Wilbur finished third in industrial motor controls. School officials say the competitions are built around real-world scenarios designed by industry professionals. The Winchester utility system is also earning statewide and national recognition. The utility recently won Best Tasting Water at the regional and state levels before placing 6th nationally at the Great American Water Taste Test. Winchester competed against 41 national entries after first winning at the state level against 10 regional winners. This marks the second time the utility has been named Best in Tennessee, with a previous state title in 2017. On the field, the Franklin County Rebelettes rallied past Marshall County 8-5 at home to secure their first district win of the season. After falling behind early, Franklin County responded with composure and resilience. The victory moves the Rebelettes to 4-6 overall and 1-1 in district play. They now head to College Dale for the Wildcat Classic, where they are scheduled to face Lebanon and the Howard School. For more local news and sports coverage, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
A lot of businesses think better advertising means spending more money. The truth is, the most expensive advertising is the kind that doesn't work. When your message is consistent, your category is protected, and your advertising works together across multiple platforms like radio, billboards, and digital, all connected to the teams that Franklin County loves, you actually spend less over time. That's why our partners don't just advertise, they own their space. Learn how smart advertising can save you money with ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester.
We apologize if this is your first time, but yes, unfortunately, this is normal. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy, and I'm going to continue to avoid talking about March Madness as long as I can. We're going to go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware here in just a moment. And Chris Lambert jumping into the chat. I see the comments regarding the situation regarding your son, which... You know, I have heard about these struggles in the past, these challenges in the past. What I would say is, I mean, the school board, the school district needs to continue to work to get better each and every day. And I think that as far as resources and other things like that, understanding is concerned, it hasn't always been there. And it's definitely something that, the new director, Dr. Alsop, is taking seriously, and I know that he cares about it. We'll go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware this morning. Who we got over there, Chewy?
I think we got Jeff.
You got Jeffrey this morning.
Oh boy. Good morning. How are you?
Oh no. Well, I'm struggling this morning.
Yeah.
You know what?
Why are you just because it's Monday?
No, I didn't go to bed about 3 this morning, and if you're going to play, you're going to pay, right?
Yeah, that's often what they say.
Christy does not feel sorry for me.
No, I can understand.
She has zero sympathy for me.
Well, did you enjoy the beautiful weather this weekend? I mean,
I did. I got out, believe it or not, I got out in the yard and worked Saturday evening once I actually left the store. I slipped out on them about an hour early Saturday, and I went home and got the lawnmower out, done a little. I didn't do any mowing. I started to tell the field by my wife. I did get the lawnmower out.
You thought about doing some mowing.
She did the mowing. Let's see, what did I do? I pulled some sticks and limbs out that had fell down over the wintertime and threw them into the woods, and blowed the shop out, blowed the garage out, blowed the sidewalks off. I enjoyed it, and I got a few things done around the house. I should have got more done, but somewhere along the line, I ended up taking a shower that Saturday evening, and I ended up on the couch, and I was done.
Well,
it was cooked over with,
Yeah, once you take a shower, I mean, you can't get dirty again, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I learned yesterday, or I realized yesterday, that you get out there and you start doing these spring projects, and you realize all the stuff that's been broken or lost or destroyed over the winter, or things that you didn't put away properly, or whatever the case is. You're probably going to have a lot of folks walking in there with weird random requests, like my wife, who's going to come by there and ask, our water spigot. The spigot is not like the turny knob thing is just gone. We don't know where it went. It's just gone.
Well, good point you bring up there.
Yeah.
Tell her to take a picture of that little stub sticking out, because there's about 5 handle designs back there. There's a broached spline, and then if it's a broached spline, there's 2 or 3 different count splines on it. It may be 8 splines, it may be 10 splines or 12.
Oh man!
And then there's a square one that's just got 4 sides to it.
I think that's the one we got. I had to turn it with a wrench yesterday.
Okay. Well, and there is 2 sizes of them.
Oh, geez, of course.
One, but one is like, they're really obvious. One is just say one's like a 3/8 square, and the other is like a friggin' 3/4 square or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's obvious. It's just a big size or small size.
Yeah, it's the small
and
one.
everything is pretty much the small square. We're not seeing many of those broached spline ones anymore. It's pretty much the small square all over. Every time we sell one, so that's a good point. If someone's missing their outside faucet handle, at least take a gander at it. But if you walk into the hardware store and you say, "My handle's missing," we're going to go back here and we're going to give you that small square one like we're talking about, because that's the most common one out there.
Yeah.
But every now and then we have handed that out. They come back with a picture and it's one of the splines. Normally the big square is on one of those faucets that, like you'll pull around in a drive-through at a restaurant and you'll see their outside hydrant and it's missing the handle.
Right.
And they do that on purpose, so no one to go back there and cut the water on and use it or leave it running.
Right.
So you actually have to have a key, what they call a faucet key, that just slides over and you turn it. So,
okay.
That's
new.
pretty much even there. Yeah. But now, your wife did you like mine did. I went with Jaden yesterday, and that's the reason I got home at 3 o'clock this morning. But anyway, that's beside the point. She was out doing some yard work yesterday, and one of my gutters, I had changed stuff on my deck, and one of my gutter downspouts was just flopping and hanging. So when I pulled in the driveway this morning to go in the house, I saw the gutter was laying, on the edge of the driveway.
Right.
So she got it laid out to make a big visual point for me that, hey, when you just gutter downspout put back up,
Yep.
So I get to gear up stuff now, and think about it, it worked.
Yeah.
I pulled in last night down the driveway, I saw it. I pulled out this morning, I saw it. So that's the visual that she wanted me to see. Without saying a word, she's saying, "Fix my gutter downspout."
Yes. So ladies, if you're newly married and you haven't figured this out yet, that's how you do that. And it's funny that you say that, because Katie did just about the same thing. I went out there to turn the faucet off, which I don't know how she got it turned on without the thing, but she was able to get it turned on. She just couldn't get it turned off after watering her plants. But sitting right underneath it was a piece of like flashing or siding or something like that blew off the house. So I think she was trying to tell me something there.
Yeah. She give you a visual. And draws your attention to it, right? Well,
just a little
bit. The gutter downspout laying by my driveway where I parked my truck. That was my visual when I pulled in last night, and that was my visual when I left this morning. For about 2 weeks now, she's been saying, "Hey, we need to do something with that gutter downspout. We need to do something with that gutter downspout." I hear it, every day or two, but now it's laying where I will see it every time I pull in and out. So I'll probably get to working on it today.
There you go. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's going to take a few fasteners. It's going to take a few screws. It's going to take a few gutter straps.
Yeah.
We have all that here at Poultry Electric, so we'll get that gutter put back in place, and it'll be secured, and it'll be ready for the new summer, I guess, spring, whatever you want to call it. Maybe I don't have to touch it for another 10 years.
Well, and we talk a lot about the products that you got in and around the store, from the appliances. Speaking of which, I've got a picture of the model number of my oven that I need to get to you as well. To the paint and all the other things that you can do inside the house. But that all being said, as people start working on the outside of their house, you've talked about the spray it and forget it stuff that you got that helps clean off the siding of the house. You've talked about the gutter downspouts. You can help folks, because we get some of these gully washers or these storms that blow through, and they'll blow half the siding off your house. So you guys can help with all that as well.
We can help with all that. Anything, basically anything that happens to your house unexpectedly, small, big, large, whatever it is. If you've got a home project going on, from fix where you took a picture down and there's a nail head in the wall and you've taken that nail out, now it's left a hole in the sheetrock, we can patch that, we can repaint that. If you got baseboards that needs to be painted, if you're outside in your mailbox, we get a lot of times, hey, the mailbox is flopping around. It needs to be secured back, or the lid on the mailbox is blowed off, mailboxes get used every day by the mailman. So that's one thing that either needs to be replaced or repaired. So any of those small projects like that, hey, come to the hardware store. Most of the time we have some knowledgeable staff here that can help you repair what you got instead of buying a new one of something, So if you have a small repair, a big repair at the house, we talk about, like you said, everything under the sun, but we never get down to the little stuff that happens at the hardware store on a daily basis that means so much in a household,
Yeah.
So come and see us, Poultry Electric Pro Hardware, 1991 Sharp Springs Road. Call us at 967-7351. Find us on the web at poultryelectric.com. What else?
I think that's it.
I'm struggling. When you go to bed, when you're old as I am, and you go to bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm struggling.
You wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known it if you hadn't have said something. So you're doing a good job.
You got to look at me, You just see it in my eyes,
Yeah. Well, get to bed.
Have a good day.
Get to bed early tonight. All right.
I will. Promise you, I will.
All right.
Have a good day.
That is Jeff over at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware. It's always a bad thing starting a week off on like 3 hours of sleep.
I have been enjoying the chat.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Just saying, but I will throw one last one from Brett out here saying, Brett, he said, just like Joe, a small square.
Yeah, small square. It's me.
I'm sorry. No, but you guys have been killing. I had to hold it in the whole time during Dr. Alsop and the guests and everything. And
yeah, because everybody's dying to just crush me over our. Everybody's dying to crush me over the fact that you're in last place.
Yeah, that's what they're mad about.
Yeah.
All right.
In our defense, so you're in last. I'm like dead in the middle.
I think I'm tied for last or second to last. So,
which is hard to do because there were some people who didn't pick their bracket.
Yeah, which I thought was impressive. Like, how do you guys have the same amount of points as me?
So you're in last. I'm right in the middle, and Rob is in first.
Rob is.
So we got the whole span covered.
Rob and Landon are neck and neck.
Yeah.
They're both tied for first right now. I think Rob has. I just checked it. Hold on. Let me go. Let me see this. So yeah.
And I just want everybody to know
I'm at 48.
48th place. I'm pretty sure only 48 people filled out their bracket. We had more people than that sign up, but
yeah. So Landon and Robert Courtner are both tied.
Yeah.
Landon's max is at 1,400. Rob's is at 1,720. But their points are exactly the same.
Yeah.
And their PCT
percentage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, percentage correct.
Both 98.4.
That's
so
sick.
They're smoking it.
I would like to say, just right off the bat, before we get into hour number 2, and I have to defend myself. Technically, I brought Rob into this situation, so being responsible for Rob means that I'm basically also in first place.
Oh, okay.
If Rob's in first place, I'm basically also in first place.
Thank you.
That's
how
I feel
for
about
clearing
that.
up.
Yeah.
Landon said it's nice to be at the top. Cindy Hen jumped in saying, "Good 25th place, Joe." And
Appreciate it.
Brett did push back. He said, "Hey, love you, Joe." But Landon said we are tied for the top. So I'm curious to see I'm actually more interested to see how this plays out.
I'm not done yet. 7 of the
not done yet.
So of the Elite 8, I still have 7 of my 8 Elite 8 teams left.
Okay.
So I'm not done yet.
I have a little X next to my little symbol. Does that mean that they already lost?
Yes. If that team's got an X next to it, that means that they lost. So,
Dang.
like, you picked Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They lost.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, they're still winners in my heart.
Yeah.
Whatever I got to say to make myself feel better. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But all right.
All right. We'll be back with hour number 2 on the other side. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
This is Johnny Hand from the Afternoon Handoff on ESPN Radio Winchester. And I just want to say thank you. It's only been a couple of months since we debuted my show, and you've been so supportive and so gracious to tune in every single weekday from 2 to 4, whether you're in the car, at work, at home, or streaming us wherever you may be. And a special thank you, of course, to the incredible guests who join me on the show. Those are huge reasons that this program is as fun and as engaging as it is. To our listeners and to our guests alike, thank you for helping make the Afternoon Handoff something special. And keep listening. ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9, WCDT, Winchester.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwannee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Farmers, gardeners, and homeowners. Franklin Farmers Co-op in Winchester is your one-stop shop. From top-quality feed and seed to fencing, equipment, and even pet supplies. We have everything you need to keep your farm or home running smoothly. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by Franklin Farmers Co-op, conveniently located at 2229 Deckard Boulevard, or give us a call at 931-967-5511. Franklin Farmers Co-op, rooted in your success, growing with your community.
Looking for more than just prescriptions? Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester has it all. Grab a bite from our menu, browse our boutique for one-of-a-kind finds, and sip on a Bloody Marty that's worth talking about, all in one stop. Located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, Bennett's Pharmacy is your unexpected destination for great food, fun shopping, and so much more. Call us at 931-967-2777 or come see what everyone's raving about.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
Good morning. Good morning, Deckard.
Good morning, WCDT.
How are you guys out there?
We are wonderful. How are you?
Oh, it's good to hear from you again.
I know.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good out here. We're ready for a really decent pledge this morning.
All right, well, we've got second graders from Miss McNeil's class ready to make that happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County.
Please join Deckard Elementary as we
stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fantastic work out there.
Just a joke.
No. All right. We got the joke this morning. What do you call Vincent cow? Wait, tell me your name. Danielle. Tell me your name. Danielle. Say it louder so they can hear you. Danielle. All right, now say the joke. What do you call a Vincent cow?
I don't know.
And milkshake. Milkshake.
That was
a funny
really
one,
cute.
Danielle.
Yeah, that was good. All right. Well, thank you, Deckard. Y'all have a wonderful day out there, okay?
Y'all too. Thank you so much.
See ya.
That was Deckard Elementary with Principal Shorty A over there.
Yeah.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance brought to you by the folks over at Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba, proudly serving our community with trusted heart care, Southern TN Cardio, and Dr. Basaraba taking care of Franklin County one heartbeat at a time. We welcome you back into a Mayhem Monday here on the starting lineup, presented, fueled by Loco Coffee. And you may have heard that, you may have seen that in the breaks a little bit. Chewy, a return of Loco, so to speak. And before we turn the mics on each and every morning, I don't know about you, Chewy, but I got to have me a cup of my Loco coffee. It gets me going in the morning. And that's how I got so much energy, that and the pre-workout that I mix it with.
So hopefully we'll have an energy boost here. Yeah, I would love to see. I triple dog dare you to get his darkest roast and mix that with some pre-workout.
Man, he does. It's so smooth though, and I'm super excited to have them back on. All right, let's go out to Heath Automotive real quick, and then we've got another guest in studio as I continue to try and avoid. Whoa, there we go. Is that on the thing? Yeah. Sorry, you're good. As I continue to try and avoid talking about March Madness and my bracket, which is fine. My bracket is fine, people. Jeez. I'm only in 25th. Come on. I'm sure I won't regret all the things that I said on Friday. Nothing? Okay. Well, we'll move forward with our guest in studio. Good luck typing his name out correctly on the thing, by the way.
I got you. No, I'm good. I've already prepared for this, okay?
All right, so it is a Mayhem Monday, and we're going to take a second here. We've got Matt Kreidenweiss in studio with us. And there's an event coming up that folks are going to want to know about here on March 23rd for the NNK Foundation. And before we get into it, Matt, good morning. How are you today? Oh, let me get you pull that microphone. There you go.
How's that?
There you go. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. No, thank you for coming by. So we do have this event coming up, and for folks who may not know about the NNK Foundation, give them a little bit of a background.
Well, again, thanks for having me, man. We appreciate you guys getting behind this. Well, I'll get into the event in a second, but the Nathan Norris Kreidenweiss Foundation was established in September of 2023 after we lost our son Nathan to a car accident.
Right.
So we've had it going now for about 2.5 years. And, you know, my wife Pam and I and his brothers Kyle and Matthew, we wanted to find a way to carry on Nathan's generosity. I mean, this was a young man that, I mean, seriously, man, he'd give the shirt off his back. He couldn't keep money in his pocket because he was always giving it to somebody. And it, you know, as a dad, that was kind of frustrating at times because, you know, it was like, come on, man, you got to budget a little bit. But then he'd tell me what he did with it, and he was always bringing people to us from school that, you know, whether they needed a backpack or a place to stay for a week or whatever the case may be, man. He was just always reaching out to people and
right.
Just had a kind soul. So we started the foundation to carry on that mentality and that generosity. And thanks to many people in this community and abroad, to date, we've distributed over $88,000.
Wow.
And to break that down a little bit, excuse me, drug rehab support primarily to youth in this community has been over 50,000 of that.
Wow.
Over 20,000 has gone to homeless and domestic violence shelters. Support to the Franklin County's reentry program, which Franklin County has a tremendous reentry program. My wife's on the board to help with the education and job assistance of people getting back into, being a productive part of our society, and some mission assistance to organizations that Nathan and his brothers and friends were involved with growing up. There's been some to that, but yeah, over 88,000.
That's amazing. And you said it was started in just 2023, right?
Yeah, September of 2023.
So it's only been a few years.
Yeah,
that's tremendous.
A couple years, man. So, and again, that it's just a show of how supportive this community and people abroad have been. That since we rolled this out, so it's just been really it's been special to watch evolve, and so this weekend we're doing a fundraiser. It'll be the first of its kind, and we hope to keep carrying this forward. This one will be at the Franklin County Country Club from 6 to 9 this Friday.
Okay.
And it's going to also involve a silent auction that will go online today.
Okay.
And we'll go through 9 o'clock on Friday. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. The function this Friday at the Country Club involves a reverse raffle.
Okay.
So it's going to be pretty cool. It's got a grand prize. So that last ticket drawn is going to be a $5,000 grand prize.
Oh, wow.
Which has been donated. So the point I want to make there is all the prizes that night, the grand prize, it's all been donated.
Right.
So every dollar that is donated to the foundation, or if you buy tickets to this function, 100% of that goes towards helping people in need. Wow. Many door prizes are going to be handed out throughout the night. So like every 15, 20 minutes, we're going to be doing drawings for some really cool door prizes that have been donated. And it's nice stuff. So that's going to happen throughout the night for people that are present. We've got coming up on 100 people now that have signed up to actually be there for the meal and everything. You don't have to be present to win the grand prize, which is really cool. So you'll be able to track online who's getting what and everything, and then at the end, if your ticket's drawn and you're not present, you still win. So
Very cool.
That's going to be fun. And as we build up toward that last ticket, it's going to be exciting. The tickets are $100 a piece. So if you buy a ticket, you can, when you're doing it online, I'll explain that here in a second. When you buy a ticket, you can specify if you're going to be there for the meal or not. But again, you don't have to be present to win. When you go on the line to donate, like I said, you can specify if you're going to actually be there for the event or not. The event's going to be, casual, so you don't have to get all dressed up for it. We're just going to have a good time. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have a photo booth to have fun with. It's going to be a really good meal. There's going to be a cash bar. Again, it's at the Country Club. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're going to keep it upbeat for 3 hours, keep things moving, a lot of prizes given out, and, with the DJ and everything, it's going to be fun, and, do a little dance and whatever you want to do. So it's going to be a fun evening. To get involved, all you have to do is go to nnkfoundation.org. Don't put the www in there, just nnkfoundation.org. This will take you to Nathan's website. I believe, Joe, you're also going to put on your...
On Facebook, yep.
Yeah, the link that will take you to it, so we really appreciate you doing that. When you go to this website, at the top, right there at the top, you'll see a tab that says donation. So if you just want to make a donation at any time, you can do that. And then if you scroll to the bottom of the home page, there's a Facebook link, which at this time will take you to the event page to buy the tickets. And the tickets, like I said, they're $100 a piece, or you can buy bundles, which a lot of people are doing, that will give you more tickets for your money. Tickets will also be available at the door, and we've had a lot of inquiries about that, so we're glad we're doing that. So people, you can just come and buy tickets right then and there, and if you decide to stay for the meal, awesome. There will also be a link to the silent auction that begins today. The auction is going to have some really great things. I mean, really cool stuff. You'll see them online. Now, there's a couple things that, because we're dealing with Zeffy, we cannot post. There's going to be a couple guns in the auction. So I can say that now, but we can't post it online. So if you do come to the event, you'll be able to see those in person. All the items for the silent auction are going to be actually on display at the event on Friday night. But again, you're going to be able to bid. This is all going to be online. So even if you're there at the event, you're going to be able to sit in your chair and just constantly be able to keep tabs on who's bidded what. And you don't have to keep getting up and going over and checking out. And, when it comes to 9 o'clock, people aren't scrambling for the pen. It's going to be well organized. And you don't have to be there to do the silent auction. Again, 100% of what you donate goes towards helping others in need. There's none of this that goes towards the prizes. They've been 100% donated, and we cannot thank the people enough in this community and abroad for donating what you have to make this event just more fun. Any contribution is appreciated, guys. We've got these tickets at $100 a piece, but at any time, any dollar counts, and we sincerely mean that. Your prayers, they count a lot, and we need them. So we also, as we do this event, are going to ask people to just give us feedback. The only way we can get better at this is if we got good feedback. We've got a tremendous amount of support from the community, and we've gotten some wonderful suggestions on what to do with this event, and we'll continue to hopefully get those suggestions because we see this as a community organization. And most of it, by far, most of the funds distributed have been here in Franklin County.
Right.
And that's what we want to keep it doing. And we just cannot thank the community enough for what you've done so far to make this possible. And we hope we can keep everybody just behind it and keep it growing because we've got some great plans with it. This event's goal is to raise $50,000. The pot's about dry, so we're having to really just get creative and be fun with the fundraising. So this event's going to be the first of hopefully many to come, and some events, smaller events in between. But this is going to be the big annual thing right here.
So March 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. It's over at Franklin County Country Club, and I'm looking at the Zeffy page right now, which I was able to get to through the Facebook page, which you mentioned. And it looks like a single ticket, $100. You have ticket bundles, though, as well. So if people want to bring groups, they can actually get 10 tickets for only $500. That's, you buy 5 tickets, you get 5 free. You could bring a whole friend group or your whole family. And then you've even got a ticket bundle where you can buy 2 and you get 1 free. And then over on the other side, I see the silent auction information is up. There's things like a 4-day, 3-night weekend on Dale Hollow. You've got a golf course over, or a 18 holes foursome over at the golf course at Swanee. I mean, there's some really cool stuff on here. So I do recommend folks go to, again, nnkfoundation.org is the website. And if you scroll down the page, you'll see the Facebook link. The one that I clicked on was under what we achieved, but there's also one all the way at the bottom of the page as well that you can click on that takes you to the same page, and you'll see those Zeffy links on the Nathan Norris Reidenweiss Facebook page, and you can click on those, and it'll take you right to those fundraising and ticket event pages. So very cool, and we will be posting as well the links to it all. You mentioned, this is one of these things that you want to do on an annual basis, and that you're trying to develop a kind of a long-term fundraising strategy. You guys have kind of raised funds as needed, and then filled up the coffers, so to speak, and then distributed it out as you go. But you guys are trying to get more, it sounds like anyway, more into a rhythm of, hey, these are the things that we're going to do kind of on a regular basis to raise funds and then pump it back out into the community where the need lies.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. And we're learning as we go here. That's why we would love to have suggestions of.
I think that makes the $80,000 that you've already put out there even more impressive, is you guys have kind of been doing it, flying by the seat of your pants, just like, hey, there's a need here. Let's figure out a way to get some funds and get them out there. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, well, I think that speaks to our community.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, you hate to have something like this happen, but when it did, I mean, we already loved our community, but man, how people surrounded us and got behind this has just shown just how great of a place this is to live.
Yeah,
it really is. This is a caring community, and we're also getting involved with organizations like United Way that looks like we're going to get an endorsement from them. And when you start doing that, then that really helps a lot, because they see the good in it, and it looks like we're going to qualify for some assistance there. And then to just keep doing things like this, that people enjoy the events, they're fun, and that it's just a fun way to stay involved with it. So.
Yeah, and for folks that don't know, the way that the process looks like with the United Way is they sit down with, on a local level, they'll sit down with a bunch of nonprofits and kind of vet them and determine where they want to, or where they feel like the funds from the community that they receive should go. And so identifying those, that's a process. You guys go and you sit down with the director or the board that they've got, and you kind of go through the process of the vetting and things like that. And it's a big deal, because not just only from the fact that you're getting support and funding and stuff through some of the grants that they hand out, but also just being identified as one of these foundations that they believe in, that A, you're doing things the right way, and B, you're addressing a local need, and all the different things that go into that process. So I think that that's very telling as well towards the work that you guys have done in the community. That's great.
We're hoping it all works out. I believe it's the 20th next month that we go before them to present. So it's looking really good, and it's moving along.
Well, that's tremendous. If folks have any questions or anything about the event, or want to get in touch with you guys as well, I saw over on the website, nnkfoundation.org, there is some contact information. There's a phone number and an email address as well, so they can reach out to you guys through that?
Absolutely. We welcome anybody to reach out to us with any questions or suggestions.
And if you're more than just interested in getting tickets to the event or participating in the silent auction, which is, again, up and running, I encourage you to do that, to reach out. You may have something that you could donate to help in future events, or maybe in this event. I'm not sure if you guys are taking any more things for this one, but they would definitely appreciate your support, I'm sure. And again, I'm with you. I hate, we spoke about this the last time around. I hate, obviously, the set of circumstances that led to, you guys organizing this foundation. But it is such a tremendous thing to be able to do in your son's name, and the amount of lives that you can affect and that you have affected with the money that you've put back into our community and surrounding communities is great, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming by.
All right, everybody. Appreciate your time.
That is Matt Kreidenweiss. And again, for more details, we will be posting this over to our Facebook page here later today. The silent auction is up and running. I'm scrolling through it now, looking at what I might want to bid on here. Very cool stuff. Good job by them. And again, it all goes back to supporting the community. The Nathan Norris Kreidenweiss Foundation. having their event on March 27th over at Franklin County Country Club. We'll get a quick break in here and be back on the other side. I don't know if I can avoid it any longer. We may have to talk March Madness. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio, 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
Divorce and custody cases can turn your life upside down fast. Veneer Law brings clarity, strategy, and confident representation, whether you're working towards an agreement or preparing for court. We focus on fair outcomes and parenting plans that put the kids first and make sure parents are heard. Custody, clarity, confidence. Grant Veneer, the divorce and custody lawyer, online at veneerlaw.com.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Bennett's Pharmacy.
Got a slight chance of sprinkles this afternoon at around 2. Otherwise, we're going to have a cloudy day and then gradually clearing up to around 64 degrees today. Got some northwest winds coming in from 10 to 15 miles per hour to keep you nice and cool during this bright summertime weather. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069 for all of your pleasant weather updates.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
We apologize if this is your first time, but yes, unfortunately, this is normal. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Farmers, gardeners, and homeowners. Franklin Farmers Co-op in Winchester is your one-stop shop from top quality feed and seed to fencing, equipment, and even pet supplies. We have everything you need to keep your farm or home running smoothly. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by Franklin Farmers Co-op, conveniently located at 2229 Deckard Boulevard, or give us a call at 931-967-5511. Franklin Farmers Co-op, rooted in your success, growing with your community.
Hey Rebel Nation, Dr. Orr and the caring team at Winchester Family Dentistry are proud to back every Franklin County athlete this season. From first grade flossers to varsity veterans, we believe healthy smiles build confident champions. Whether you need a routine cleaning, a last minute sports card, or a full smile makeover, we've got you covered right here in Winchester. Call 931-967-4143 or visit WinchesterFamilyDentistryTN.com to schedule. Winchester Family Dentistry, keeping Franklin County smiling one game at a time.
Tom Abraham here from...
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Deckard. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors, LLC, your ride is waiting.
I'm Kristen Abraham, curator of Abraham Art Gallery right on the square in downtown Winchester. Looking for something unique? Every month brings a new featured artist, original art to inspire and share with the community. Come in, explore, and discover art that's ready to go home with you today. Whether you're redecorating, collecting, or just need something that sparks joy, this is your place. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. Visit abrahamgallery.com or stop by at 106 North High Street. You never know what you'll fall in love with.
Back here on the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee.
Oh, well done.
ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Hey, if you've got a tax refund coming in, you may want to check out Backstage Pawn here in Winchester. They've got a deal of the week going on right now as to actually their first. They just opened this dealio up. And we're partnering with them to promote their deal of the week all tax season long. And their first one is so friggin' cool. I'll have more on it probably tomorrow. It's going to be posted online, but you're going to have to go over to 931go.com to see what it is. And the reason, Chewy, is because Facebook has certain restrictions on items that you can and can't promote.
Yeah.
We don't want it to ding us, but if you know what I'm talking about, a little pew-pew action, I'm just saying, you're going to want to see what this deal is.
You watch too much G-word tube, don't you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Plus, by the way, they also buy gold and silver. So if you've got something that you don't need anymore, you may be able to walk in there and walk out with some cash in your hand. So it's Backstage Pawn, and they're located just off of South College Street.
All right.
I'm trying to continue to avoid it, Chewy.
It's okay.
I don't think I can any longer.
Yeah.
So last week, I maybe stepped in it just a little bit. Okay. I stood up on the show, chest out, shoulders back, trying to regain some of my dignity after being called small.
Yeah.
And I think I reached a little too high.
Flew too close to the sun.
A little too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Because I was determined that I had March Madness figured out. And in fact, not only did I have it figured out, but I also had inside information via Rob Kortner, who, by the way, is in first place, and I take full responsibility for that.
Tied with Landon as well, so be careful.
He's totally an extension of my greatness. But I woke up that morning and I was feeling it, Chewy.
Yeah.
And I made sure to let everybody know about it.
Yeah, they did.
I wake up in the morning and I pick excellence.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
Listen, so currently I'm in 25th place. I had been as close. I had been right up there at the top. And I thought that I had called my shot, that this was what are you doing standing in the doorway over there?
He just wants to hear it.
Yeah. The Ick Icarus, he says.
Genius, Johnny.
I thought that I had called my shot, and I was feeling very confident, especially after the first day or so.
You're killing me, Smalls. Hold on, I've got that noise.
I was right up there in the top. And in fact, even up until like yesterday, and I knew yesterday was going to be one of those make it or break it. Either I was going to smoke some fools or not. And Tennessee lost. I kept losing the close games. Alabama, I don't know how Alabama is playing better with. I guess when you remove drugs from the equation, you get better. Don't know how that happened. They all of a sudden are playing like they're not high all the time or something like that.
Brett said you jumped in it, dog.
Dude, I didn't just step in it. I jumped in it. I'm like up to my neck right now. So I'm currently in 25th place, which is fairly tremendous because I've still got 7 of my 8 Elite 8 teams remaining.
Okay.
The Vanderbilt loss hurt me. Tennessee, here's the thing is, too, some of it was a little bit mad scientisty. I knew that everybody was going to pick Tennessee to win their first couple of games because of where we were located. So I thought, okay, I think Tennessee's going to win their first game, but I could see them losing that game last night, which they could have. They very much could have lost that game last night, but they didn't.
Landon did also point that out as well, saying that he has Tennessee winning it all, so he's going to enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
It won't be long.
Yeah. But I was confident in that if Tennessee lost, that's a game that I felt like I would have picked up some ground on a lot of folks.
Some much-needed momentum.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had 2 or 3 games that yesterday that did not go my way. That I'm still upset mostly though about that Kentucky St. Mary's game in day 1. That's what sent me into this spiral. It's all Kentucky's fault, and I'm so glad that they got head slapped yesterday. So anyway,
I don't think you're the only one feeling the heat a little bit. You know, Brett said that Florida killed him. They had him in the final. He had those in the final 4.
Yeah.
Doug Garrett, though, had a different approach, saying, I had last place firmly locked in on day 1, and then Dewey swooped in and stole that from me. But 20th place with Johnny Han. So there you go.
Well, that's what's crazy about it. My father, we were making fun of him the other day about how bad he was. He was in like, I don't know. In his bracket, he was, or his bracket challenge down in Huntsville, he was in out of like 200 people. He was in like 180th place after the first day.
Wow.
Now he's better than me. His bracket's better than mine. How is that even possible?
Just give it some time. You know, I think it seems like to me that this whole March Madness thing, it really, when they get down to that final 8, that's like where the real money is.
Well, here's what I've determined is what I've realized is that myself and Rob Kortner are so good at telling people.
I like how you add yourself to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself and Rob Kortner are so good at telling people the information that they need to know the one day a week that we actually talk sports, that people who tune in, they listen and they become very well aware. We have shared our knowledge with all of these wonderful listeners, Chewy, and you miss one game and they're just going to blow by you because we've taught them, we've trained them well.
I will say this, for those of you who did not read Rob's March Madness blueprint, that what I call it, the bracket blueprint, he went down and went through all of the teams.
He tried to tell you.
He is now tied for first place right now.
Apparently only Landon, well, even Landon's got, because he's got Florida in the final and he's lost some people, or no, he had his Tennessee in the final and he's lost some people. Landon's only got like a 1,400 point possibility. So he at some point is going to start falling back probably. But all that being said, I tried to tell you guys to pay attention to Rob. And me, I paid attention to Rob. Okay, that's not the problem here. The problem wasn't that I paid attention to Rob. The problem was that I couldn't pick every game the same as Rob.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why I had to. I didn't want people to think that it's kind of like when you're cheating off your buddy, and you know that they're going to get 100, and you've failed French 3 times already.
So you got to switch a few.
Yeah, like if you got 100, that wouldn't make sense. So you got to switch a few, and then you pass with like an 81. I'm not saying that I know anybody that did that. And that Spanish was actually French. But if that happened, that's how that would go down.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm happy. I honestly did not even – I forgot that we did the bracket until I got into the show this morning, and I looked at the scroll text. The scroll text this morning was not me, was not my idea. So, but it was very funny.
I'm just trying to be relatable with my listeners, okay?
You don't. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're in every man.
I had to make a few phone calls and make sure, because I went into it with such confidence, and then I started feeling bad. If I just go like a perfect bracket, or if I just hammer everybody, then they're not. They're going to look up to me, and that would be uncomfortable. I'm just not ready for that kind of pressure. So I had to make a few phone calls, change the outcomes of a few games so that I could become more relatable.
Okay.
To the everyman.
Yeah, it worked.
Johnny says it worked. I didn't want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Sure, sure. Well, whatever you got to say to make yourself feel better about it. But I'll be honest with you.
Here's what I got to say to make myself feel better.
Okay.
Chewy, what place are you in?
48.
See, that makes me feel better about myself.
I'm good. Landon dropped in with just the best comment this morning. I added to the scroll text, and that's okay. And then Landon says Chewy's in last place. And
that's okay.
Oh, brutal.
You know what, though? That's the difference between you and me, is I set my level of expectations way too high by coming on here and talking all the smack and saying that I was going to do. And you came in and you're like, well, just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be involved.
Just happy you guys asked me to play.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be invited. I'm the personality hire, I know I know what's going on around here. Oh.
I did want to throw this out there as well before we hit the break. When my bracket turns around, I am going to be unbearable once again.
Okay.
Because it's going to. Listen, just wait. 7 of my 8 Elite 8 teams are still around.
Okay, be careful with that, though, because I don't want that to change. I am extremely interested to see how the ending is going to be with this bracket.
It's already been foretold. No, I did also want to say this, though. This is why, for people who may not get it, this is why you only fill out one bracket. Okay? You only fill out one bracket. Because if I had like 5 different brackets or 20 different brackets going, like, you don't feel it, right? I feel it. Kentucky beat St. Mary's in that stupid last-second three-pointer from half court, and then they go to overtime and beat them in overtime. And I'm still feeling that in my stomach. It makes me sick. So, don't fill out more than one bracket. Don't be that guy. If you did that this year, don't do it next year.
That's what I should have done. Like, just to see.
You
know what I mean?
Chewy gets a pass.
Well, I'm not really playing.
Chewy could fill out 30 brackets.
All 48.
And he'd be in place like 48 through, I don't know, 70.
Yeah, something like that. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm having a good time. It's fun to watch what happens, I guess.
It's fun to watch Joe suffer. That's all you cared about.
I don't, no, not necessarily. I don't want you to lose. I mean, I'd be a little disappointed if you beat me, but I thought that was sort of an inevitability.
So last year, for people wondering, I came in 11th, and Chewy came in 1 spot behind me.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you better be careful.
I know.
That's really embarrassing.
You came in 12th. I don't even know how you did it.
I don't either, dude.
I'm pretty sure you just picked based on which animal would win in a fight.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I don't know, dude. Man, don't let that happen again.
Yeah.
Because there's embarrassing, but then there's actually embarrassing.
Next year, I think what I'm going to do, I got a secret plan already in place. I'm going to have Rob pick my bracket for me. And I'll pick his bracket.
Okay.
He can submit mine as if it were his and vice versa.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. All right. Let's get a break in here.
Well, you know what? Hey, I'm proud of you for addressing it.
We have tough conversations on this show. This has probably been the toughest
You think
segment
so?
that I've ever had to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it is a starting lineup fueled by Loco. I'm going to have a hard time. It took me about 6 months to stop saying it. Now I can't say it right. Fueled by Loco Coffee. This is ESPN Radio, 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is a time for fresh starts, and that includes your heart health. At Southern Tennessee Cardiology, compassionate expert care is always close to home. Whether you're managing a condition or just staying ahead of your health, their team is here for you every step of the way. This spring, take care of what matters most. Visit Southern Tennessee Cardiology at 2210 Cowan Highway in Winchester or learn more at southtncardio.com. Southern Tennessee Cardiology, caring for your heart season after season.
This is Daryl from Columbus, previously from the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Check in scissor hands. I'm the wrong guy to ask, but what's the secret to a good haircut?
A good haircut makes you feel confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you get that haircut, you're going to walk out that barbershop, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. And you're going to tip the barber.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Franklin County students are making history at the state level. At the 79th Tennessee 4-H Congress, Harrison Crenshaw served as governor and Mehak Patel as Speaker of the House, making a major leadership milestone for the county. That legacy continues as Colson Kelly has now been elected governor for the 80th Congress, becoming the fourth Franklin County student to hold the title since 1947. District leaders say these accomplishments highlight the strong partnership between Franklin County schools and 4-H in developing leadership and real-world skills. At Franklin County High School, students also excelled at the Skills USA district competitions. Hudson Boswell earned first place in mobile electronics installation, and Jace Wilbur finished third in industrial motor controls. School officials say the competitions are built around real-world scenarios designed by industry professionals. The Winchester utility system is also earning statewide and national recognition. The utility recently won Best Tasting Water at the regional and state levels before placing 6th nationally at the Great American Water Taste Test. Winchester competed against 41 national entries after first winning at the state level against 10 regional winners. This marks the second time the utility has been named Best in Tennessee, with a previous state title in 2017. On the field, the Franklin County Rebelettes rallied past Marshall County 8-5 at home to secure their first district win of the season. After falling behind early, Franklin County responded with composure and resilience. The victory moves the Rebelettes to 4-6 overall and 1-1 in district play. They now head to Collegedale for the Wildcat Classic, where they are scheduled to face Lebanon and the Howard School. For more local news and sports coverage, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
The opinions of the hosts are their own, and they do not represent the opinions of, well, really anybody else. You're listening to the starting lineup. Now back to Joe and Chewy.
Back here on the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
Shout out to Matt Cridenwise.
W's in the chat.
W's in the
for
chat
Matt.
for Matt. Hey.
So we gave the guy one bottle of water, and he comes back in, and he went and picked us up like 5 or 6 cases of water.
Goodness. Well, thank you, Matt.
Cases.
Go to nkkfoundation.com also.
nnkfoundation.org.
nnkfoundation.org.
Yeah.
It's pretty. The quality of that flyer, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That one's going on the wall outside when Katie gets here. All right, so this time of year, everybody starts looking at their yard thinking, man, I need to do something about that. That's a problem, right? Well, that's where Flagship Lawn Services comes in. Whether it's mowing, trimming, mulch, or a full spring cleanup, guys, they do it the right way and at a price that actually makes sense. But my favorite part is that they stand behind their work with what they call the Flagship Finish Guarantee, which means if it's not done right, they'll make it right. So if you want your yard looking sharp this spring, call or text Flagship Lawn Services at 239-849-4033. That's 239-849-4033.
I was considering a robot lawnmower, to be honest with you.
Really?
Have you seen those things?
I haven't seen one of those things.
It's basically a Roomba. Like it works. It's like the same technology, but it's got.
They have those that line the football field now.
Yeah. So it's
That's
basically
cool.
the same thing. But I watch this guy. I watch homesteading videos. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a fantasy in the back of my brain. It's like I'm going to do that one day, and that's how he maintains his fields. Is like literally just has a little robot, and then it goes and parks itself on its own charger, so you don't even have to do anything.
It is. It's a Roomba for your lawn.
I'm all about it.
So if Chewy ever goes missing, I need to put like a tracker in you or on you, because I don't want to lose my Wookiee.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
You
that
guys
at
have
the
a,
vet.
you cryptids have a tendency to go missing. I think I need to put one while you're sleeping or something.
Just in the back of my neck,
Yeah.
like a little RFID chip in there.
Yeah.
There are dudes who do that. I've seen this. Have you heard about this? There's like these guys who inject RFID chips in the gap in your hand, this little flesh.
Yeah?
What would you call that? The crotch of your hand, maybe? Like, I don't know what to call this.
The weenus of your hand?
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah.
But they
There's
put
probably a name for it.
I'm sure there is, but I like mine better. But they put RFID chips in there.
Right.
And you can program them remotely, so they're just like you can just wave your hand over like card readers and chips and stuff.
Oh, man.
Getting into doors. People talk about how low security, like half of the time it's just checking to see if there's an RFID chip in front of it.
Right.
Not a unique code or anything. So there's a lot of the times where these guys will go to like a convention and just put their hand up to the door or
And they
just
get in.
grab the door handle and it just opens. It's really spooky.
That's crazy.
But it migrates, so that's why I didn't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why you didn't do it.
Seriously, like I was like looking for a dude. I was like, I want that, you know.
And I'm not saying that I want to track you for any like nefarious reasons or anything like that. I
don't care. If you want to know where I'm at, I don't give. I don't. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. What are you doing, Chewy? Illegal stuff, you know.
I'm not hiding anything except for that box of Twinkies under my bed.
It's not behind my bed. We don't have it under the bed, so
Oh.
it's in it's in a drawer on my side shelf. So
Right.
There's a difference.
That's where you hide all of the what are those things called? Not Nutter Butters.
Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies.
I've got Nutty Buddies. I have one Twinkie in there. It's one of those Ghostbuster Twinkies.
Yeah?
I got one of those. I think I've got those little oats and honey bars in there. This isn't what the show is about.
It is now.
What are we talking about this morning, Joe?
I don't know. I pretty much. My goal was to try and get through to the end of the show without talking about March Madness.
You got real close.
I tried. I did the best I could.
We had some really awesome guests today too.
We did.
This is some of the most informative and fun I've had for a guest-filled show in a while. So,
Brett says, Joe, your narcissism is showing. And then he says, nope, ain't doing it. I've read Revelation. Yes. Revelation, what is it? The Mark of the Beast.
oh right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm about to put it in my forehead if you keep making those
Nope.
jokes.
Nope,
Okay?
nope.
I will slam
Don't
my
do it.
head on the little card readers every time I'm in the gas station. I like 4 on 5, please. And they're like, what? You know?
Oh, man.
I'm crazy. Okay, I'm not, but I like to pretend that I am.
A little bit. Anyway, so, yes, as far as March Madness is concerned, Chewy, we've got the entire Sweet 16 is set. We've got some time. Let's see. The next set of games is this upcoming weekend, the 26th and the 27th. So the frustrating part is that I've got all week long to sit here at 25 and ponder my life's choices.
So there's no games today or tomorrow
No.
or anything?
Nope.
Really?
It goes on hold for a couple of days, And
that's frustrating.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the weekends now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The first weekend is always my favorite weekend. I will say that.
Well, not this one in particular, but
well, the first couple of days I was fine up until last night when I wasn't.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is. You know,
Yeah,
you can't. Sometimes when you. I pulled up the video, the Facebook video on my computer, and it's delayed, and I just saw you slam your head on the table.
Sorry.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, I need to relax. I've been sitting too still for too long.
So let me ask you a question. You watched that movie that you had been talking about watching last week. Did you do any work on your movie reviews?
Preliminary work is now finished. We're just waiting for Dad to come back from New Orleans, and it'll be filmed and up and at 'em.
Very cool.
So I'm very, very excited for this.
So Chewy's got his own content coming out here shortly enough. I know I'm excited about it.
It's funny. It's like the one time I was like, hey, I want to do a thing, and now it's like every hurdle that's ever existed has been put in front of it, you know?
Yeah.
But you understand.
That usually, that usually is how the way that it goes. Anyway, let me switch back over here because there is one thing that we haven't done yet, and that is the weekly schedule, the sports schedule for Franklin County School District, if you're wondering where to be when. Today, Franklin County Middle School baseball takes on South Pittsburgh at South Pittsburgh. Huntland Middle School baseball is at home against Cascade. Huntland High School baseball is at Moore County. Franklin County Middle School boys soccer is at FCHS against Whithorn. FCHS baseball is at home against Marshall County, and FCHS softball is on the road at Siegel. So that's tonight, and tomorrow you got Franklin County Middle School softball tomorrow night at home at the high school, Franklin County High School against Battle Creek. Huntland Middle School softball is at home against Community tomorrow. Huntland High School baseball is at home against Moore County tomorrow. Franklin County High School baseball is at Marshall County tomorrow. Franklin County softball is at Lawrence County tomorrow. Franklin County boys soccer is at Columbia tomorrow, and South Middle School has a track meet. They're going to be at Tullahoma tomorrow. So that's just today and tomorrow. Just a few things. Just a couple of things that you could go to. Goodness gracious. I mean, that's
more than
Does anybody else want to start a sport?
Yeah.
Put it in the spring?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, for Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. That'll do it for today's starting lineup. Again, very informative show. A lot of great guests this morning on the show. I appreciate Matt Kreidenweiss for coming in and telling us more about the upcoming event with the NNK Foundation. You can learn more at nnkfoundation.org. Also in hour number 1, Dr. Alsip bringing in Shorty A, as we glossed mistakenly, accidentally, Shauna Fortier, the new principal over at Deckard Elementary, and then, of course, Brittany Butner as well, the new principal over at Franklin County High School. Good job by all of them this morning. We did not get a hold of Steve ever. Going to have to figure out what happened there. But we did talk to Jeff. So thank you to Jeff over at Poultry Electric as well. For Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. This has been a Mayhem Monday edition, to say the least, of the starting lineup. Coming up next, Reliable Rentals Swap and Shop right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.